All right, good morning. It is E for MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. It is 9:18 on the 10th of July, 2019. Reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. We are open for serious traders that want to improve their game. It's not for everybody. Many traders love to talk a good game, but when it comes to playing the game and using discipline and using solid ideas day after day, they've got full-time jobs and this is a hobby. We're looking for people who want to outgrow that and want this to become a part of their income streams. They're willing to commit some time and effort to learning to get to the point where they can do it themselves without me, without Zeke. That's our goal. Use risk capital you can afford to lose. All right, let's take a look at the overnight range we had suggested. Let's take a look at this chart right here. We had suggested overnight that this 87.5, 88 was an important area. We also suggested that if that held, to come back and test yesterday's supports, make sure you paid by 72s. 71.25 held. We get the moonshot still in play. Target 97.75. Not quite got there yet, but that we know is our next target. And then obviously the fluff that's never been tested. So next resistance target, 97.75. If we get above that today, and I'm thinking that should cap at pre-market, then the next targets will become that 02 to test that 4 to 6 area, and likely that 08, 09 area is our next target up there. So for now, we know we've got a spindle, not much support built up. We can come back and test anything. Learn to recognize breakouts. Obviously, this 79.5 is a third time through trade. Right there. We noted that the 70 was an important milestone that has been protected. And the 91 was also an area that needed to be protected, and the shorts have not done that. So for now, all I can suggest is if you've had a good morning, once it starts to move, I say give it time. You cannot just close your eyes and short. Let a directional move play out. And I'd said that we're at a price. We wanted to knock out that prior high at 94.75, but it's a little bit early, I said, to try to short. So, use some common sense. So typically the best idea is to jump into the flow when it's moving. And the chart that we had selected, we said that made the most sense was the 60. And once you start to get the move, can get back up above 79, 80, then you can scale this back and put this at something that will make sense to you. And typically it'll be a 5, 10, or 15. Here's 10. So if you've had a good morning already, nothing to do. You've made your big, go play. There's another third time through trade right here, 85 to 86. Right? Getting back up above yesterday's high. And then back down here. So let's see if we can find a pace. A 2-minute chart. That's the pace right now. So this is a chart that we could keep on today to keep an eye on, because we know that this is a fast chart. We know looking at this is our squeeze pivot right here. Right? Would not allow it to come back under that 87.5, that first initial high, and then we get the squeeze. Don't be the first one to try to short it and guess a high. You want to buy the pullbacks once we get some type of a velocity Momo move. Let's take a look at a couple of charts that we had looked at pre-market. Okay, this was the range that I had identified, this current range at 71.25, and we stayed in the core plus or minus 2 boxes. And then once the move starts and we get the breakout above the prior high, then you automatically want to think about the prior high up here, because that's the goal of the boys, is to stretch that and knock these stops out. And so overnight, we had really traded the prior week's core, the pipe. And now we're up here testing the top zone from last week. So important chart that we were looking at. And this was prior to the news. So here's your third time through trade. We said make sure you're flat ahead of news. That usually will bring it back into balance, 456 usually. Anybody played the gap, obviously that's the first place you're looking for as a make sure you paid by, and then trailers beyond that. So this was an important chart because I thought that traders had, first of all, 69.5 we said was our support to 68. A couple of points support there. And then obviously once we get the gun, running gun, all you're thinking about is somebody is pushing this long side and I'm going for the ride. This was our predictive chart. Here was our next target, the 88s. And then we want to look up here now and see the 98 zone as an important idea. So this is the OTF predictive chart. And that was ahead of news. And now this has been adjusted. As soon as news comes out, okay, support, next, fighting box up here, and resistance box. So that's where the numbers that I've posted have already come from. And that 68.75 support intact. Angels and demons. 74 was our angel. Obviously, the demon has gotten knocked out. We'll reset that. This was prior to news. So we know that this is still our angel at 74, 73, 75. And this was a chart that I had also put into the room to show how I had already transitioned this to now show that this is our support box. This is now our fighting box, and this is our resistance zone. So keep an eye on those charts today. And like I said, the widget has become one of my best friends. I mean, this just automates it. And the balance of power charts, the indicators I've created there, are just about done and finished. And I can't tell you how good that is, automated. And that's one of our best spreadsheets. Anybody's got the system, I can show you. If you don't have the system, then I will be running a course that will teach that stuff, and we'll give it that indicator for people to try it. But if you don't have the system or in part of that course, you won't have access to it. It's just that good. And it's automated at this point. All right, new angel and demon, 73.75. Angel, the demon currently is 95.5. We have said next target is 97.75. We're using that as resistance right now. Market will be opening, and the goal today will probably be to buy a pullback and not necessarily think it's got to be a home run, but first pullbacks usually are buyable. And we've come a long way without any support built up, so we can come back through and do some backing and filling. And that's my guess, after maybe squeezing a few shorts, we'll get a backing and filling move. All right, play well.